The episode begins with Rintaro staring at his phone, his group chat eerily silent. He thinks to himself that ever since he got into a fight with his friends, no one has messaged in the group. He recalls the moment he refused to tell them about his personal life, something he had never done before. His friends were shocked by his secrecy. Just then, Waguri sends him a message, asking how his meeting with Subaru went. Rintaro replies that it went well, and apologizes for not telling her about his previous meeting with Subaru. Waguri says it's a good thing that Subaru knows about them now, which makes Rintaro feel strange. He looks at his phone again, his mood still somber about his friends. At school, Osami is visibly agitated. He gestures towards Rintaro, complaining to Ayato and Saku that something is wrong with him. Rintaro is playing poorly in their baseball game, unable to field or bat properly, and has even been hit by the ball a few times. Osami notes that while Rintaro isn't a great student, he's usually excellent at sports. Ayato jokingly reminds him that Rintaro is still a better student than he is. Osami ignores him, telling them to focus on Rintaro. He recalls Rintaro's odd behavior in class, drumming his pen on the desk and looking distracted. When Osami asked if he was okay, Rintaro nervously denied it. Osami concludes that they need to help him solve his problem. They decide to follow Rintaro. Osami tells Saku that he should apologize. Saku wants to, but is too scared. Osami pushes him, saying it would be strange if Rintaro stopped talking to them. They tail him for a long time, until Rintaro stops at a park, seemingly waiting for someone. The three friends are confused, wondering who he could be meeting since they are his only friends. Their questions are answered when Subaru and Waguri arrive, leaving the boys completely stunned. The scene shifts to a restaurant where Rintaro, Waguri, and Subaru are eating. Waguri is enjoying her food, while Subaru sips her coffee. Rintaro apologizes for making them travel so far. Waguri reassures him, saying she's happy just to see him, then blushes and falls silent, embarrassed. She recalls what Subaru told her, that Rintaro couldn't stay away from her, which makes her blush even more. Subaru watches Waguri with an amused, slightly worried expression, thinking that if Waguri keeps acting this way, Rintaro will quickly figure out her feelings. Suddenly, a negative aura appears behind them. It's Osami, Ayato, and Saku hiding and spying on them. Osami is not angry that Rintaro is meeting a girl from Kai High, but that he's with two girls when he and his friends can't even talk to one. He's showing off, Osami complains, wishing Rintaro would at least introduce him to one. Ayato is busy ordering food for himself, while Saku panics, telling Osami to be quiet, but no one listens. He worries about getting into trouble with these two. The boys wonder what Rintaro is doing with them. They understand him meeting Waguri because she's nice, but they're confused about Subaru, who seems to hate boys. Rintaro asks Waguri and Subaru to listen to him. He tells them about his friends and admits he wants to be honest with them about everything, including his relationships with Waguri and Subaru. He acknowledges he promised not to reveal anything about Waguri to protect her, but he can't keep secrets from his friends. He recounts how he was always ignored as a child until he met them. They seemed weird at first, but proved to be good friends, the only ones who weren't afraid of him. He says that just as Waguri is important to Subaru, his friends are important to him. He thanks Waguri for helping him with his studies, giving him the confidence to believe he can pass. He says he can't risk failing to hold on to his friends. He tells them it's their choice to keep talking to him after this, but he can't hide anything from his friends anymore. Waguri smiles and says she has no problem with it. Subaru agrees, saying Rintaro is a good person for including her in his confession, and adds that Waguri's friends must be good people too. Waguri then suggests they befriend them. Subaru is surprised by her suggestion. After the meeting, the friends walk home. Rintaro offers to walk them to the station, but Waguri says it's fine. Subaru, looking nervous, asks Rintaro if he can introduce her to his friends. I was rude to them at the library, and I want to apologize, she says. Rintaro is happy and agrees. Suddenly, some guys approach them. They recognize Rintaro from Chitose High. Waguri recognizes them as the two boys from episode 1 who were bothering her. They've brought their senior with them to beat up Rintaro. The senior says that Rintaro seems cowardly, just as his two junior lackeys said. He taunts Rintaro, but Waguri bravely tells him not to call Rintaro a coward. The senior then notices that Waguri is from Kai High and is confused about what she's doing with Rintaro. He also sees Subaru and thinks both girls are rich, believing they can make a profit from this. Rintaro steps in front of the girls, telling the senior that the problem is with him, and he'll resolve it after he gets the girls home. As Rintaro stands ready to fight, the senior grabs Subaru's hair. Before Rintaro can react, someone grabs the senior's hand. It's Osami. Rintaro is shocked to see his friends there. Long long after school is over. Soku tells Rintaro to take the girls and go. Rintaro hesitates, but knows the girls' safety is more important. The senior scoffs, asking if 3 boys can really take on all of them. Soku ignores him and walks up to the 2 junior boys. "You two are our seniors, and you're really scared of us?" he says. They boasted that they were the ones who hurt Rintaro. The 3 friends get furious when they hear that Rintaro was hurt while trying to protect a girl. The Yato, who seemed like the weakest character, suddenly throws his bag on the ground and menacingly walks toward them. The scene cuts away as Rintaro gets a call from a Yato, who tells him everything is fine. The camera shows that all the bad guys are on the ground, but Ayato doesn't have a single scratch. Osami tells him he shouldn't have hit them so hard. Soku says he's glad Ayato doesn't like to fight. Ayato replies that he doesn't, but he will fight if his friends are in trouble. He goes back to the senior and warns him that if he ever bothers Rintaro again, he'll beat him even worse. The senior is terrified. Ayato then returns to his friends, acting as if nothing happened. A few days later, Rintaro is playing poorly at a baseball festival. His classmates yell at him to focus. He goes to wash his face and realizes he won't be able to focus until he tells his friends the truth. His friends come to him, and Saku says he played horribly. Osami says they only need to win 2 more games to get a party from their teacher. Rintaro apologizes and thanks them for their help the other day. Osami tells him not to mention it, revealing that it was a good thing they were following him. Osami realizes he said too much, and the 3 friends panic. Rintaro, however, is not angry. He realizes that they heard everything he said in the restaurant. Saku apologizes and says he's glad to know what Rintaro thinks of them. Saku adds that he wants to be honest too, and tells Rintaro that he trusts him. Rintaro's friends are worried they might fight again, but they realize the 2 are now on good terms. Now able to focus, Rintaro hits a perfect home run. As he runs the bases, he looks at the sky, which feels as calm as his heart. They win the game, and everyone is happy. Even their teacher is pleased to see that the 4 of them have become true friends. The episode ends here.